everyone, it's Zoe here, and I'm back with another review, I guess. So today I'm gonna be reviewing Squirrelflight's Hopes. It came out about a month ago, and I think that should be enough time for people to read the book or at least get spoilers so they won't be spoiled. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started. If you can tell by my tone of voice, I didn't like this book that much. I liked parts of it, but parts of it were really annoying. I'm sorry. It disappoints me whenever I don't really like a warriors book. None of them are bad or anything, but some of them I just don't like as much as other ones. Some of them are amazing, and then there are some like this book which are just I just have really mixed emotions. So yeah. Um Basically, I said all I had to say. Those are my feelings. Um, Squirrelflight's Hope just gave me really mixed emotions, and there are parts I love. There are parts that really annoyed me, mostly to do with Bramblestar and the treatment of outsiders, particularly you know Moonlight and the sisters. I thought that group was so cool. I was really interested in them. I love world building, so I was really happy to see that a new group being introduced, and not immediately being you know, put off to side as they could never understand our life. Squirrelflight legitimately believes that the sisters' way of life could be better than the clans. Obviously she's gonna go back to the clans. I think that's pretty obvious, but it was cool that she thought at least about how the sister's life was better in some ways. So yeah, that's. I think this is gonna be a shorter review because I didn't hate it. I knew some people like hated it, or at least they hated the preview. But I don't really have much to say. There were some scenes that made me really emotional and stuff. Again, this is non-spoilers, so just I'm gonna save those moments for the spoiler section. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just mixed emotions. I'd probably rate it a 2.5 out of or 3 stars out of 5 stars. So yeah, spoiler time. Um, I don't really know if this counts as spoiler. I'm just gonna start off with the negative to get it out of the way. Again, I don't know if this really counts as a spoiler, but Bramblestar was just horrible in this book. He was awful to her, to Squirrelflight. He was just really controlling, and he cared way too much about his reputation. First of all, he was just really annoying, and he felt kind of out of character, especially when compared to Bramblestar Storm. Yeah, I don't like how him and Squirrelflight are always getting together and then having a fight and then making up, and I don't like how back and forth it is. Their relationship really isn't stable or anything, and it's not healthy. I actually think it's abusive, emotionally, and like yeah, it's manipulative, it's abusive. And I don't think they intend to write it that way. It's not one of those things. It's not one of those stories where it's that the author intended to write an abusive relationship. I just think I don't know, if I feel if it was, they Squirrelflight probably wouldn't be getting back together with Bramblestar all the time. So yeah, but yeah, that made me, the part with Bramblestar made me really annoyed. And again, this isn't really technically a spoiler because it was all in the preview, but yeah, basically Bramblestar's behavior is really toxic, and I hated it. I hated it so much. So yeah, there's that. And but this book wasn't all bad. Like there were some really, really good scenes in it. Like spoilers again. When Larksong, Sparkpulse mate, dies, he literally dies while she gives birth, and then he gets to see one of his kids, and then he just dies as soon as as that kid as he sees that kid, and it actually made me tear up. It just it was so well written and so powerful that just again, like I said, this book made me feel a bunch of emotions, and I just felt angry and sad and also like happy, I guess, like at the end. Yeah. But yeah, that death scene was really sad. Leaf Pool's too. Leaf Pool's death was like I it's like Leaf Pool is one of my favorite characters. I think I've already mentioned that like the first book I read ever, the first Warriors book I ever read was Dark River, and yeah, Leaf Pool's basically been around since my childhood in Warriors. So yeah, her death was really sad. I just I knew it was coming because I'd already read Lost Stars, which I'm gonna try and get to that to a review on that. I will definitely try. I just wanted to get my thoughts out of the way on this. But yeah, I already knew Leaf Pool was gonna die. I didn't expect to feel like the amount of sadness I did because I knew she was already gonna die, but then again, she's like one of my favorite characters, so yeah. And I also really, really loved the Star Clan scenes. Well, most of them anyway. I like seeing everyone together. Um, it made it feel kind of complete in a way. Like I like seeing all the old characters and how they all interacted with each other, and I like getting like confirmation on like you know who's living together with who and like stuff like that, and like families and stuff. Like they mentioned that Blue Star and Ochre are actually like mates in StarClan, which like I always thought, but like it's nice. It's just nice to have confirmation of that. I did think the Ashford thing with Hollyleaf and how they're like friends is a little weird. I can't like I mean I know it's been a long time, but like I just can't imagine Ashford really forgiving or forgetting that easily. So yeah, I mean maybe that's just like foreshadowing for Lost Stars because I still kind of think that the voice in Shadowpaw's head and the possessed and the cat who possesses Bramblestar, I think they're both Ashfur. And could be wrong. They could be completely different cats, but I just think it's Ashfur. Anyway, so yeah, those Starkland scenes were nice. I really liked seeing Lark's song and the kid that died because like Sparkpearl had like three kids I think and one died along with Lark's song, and yeah, it was really nice seeing them, and it was nice seeing all of the old cats from the older series, and I again I literally cried when Squirrelflight had to leave Leaf Pool, and she was just so sad. I love them, by the way. I think their sisterly bond is just beautiful and amazing. It's one of my favorite sibling relationships in the whole entire series. I just they're great friends. They've always supported each other. I know a lot of people hate Leaf Pool. She's one of my favorite characters. I don't care. I mean, okay, and here's the thing. Before I talk about anything else, like I don't really like Bramblestar or Squirrelflight, and I still don't really like Bramblestar or Squirrelflight after this book. I especially hate Bramblestar. I mean, you're allowed to like him if you want to. Everyone has their own opinion. I just don't like him that much. I still don't really like Squirrelflight, even though she was. I liked her in this book, but like I don't know. She's not one of my favorite characters. Leaf Pool's awesome. I wish I had like a super edition on Leaf Pool instead of just a novella. That would have been amazing. Yeah. So that's it for that. Oh yeah, and Moonlight and the Sisters again. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before. I did actually, but I'm just gonna say that I love Moonlight's interactions with Squirrelflight and Leaf Pool, Leaf Star. I really liked her. Oh yeah, and the plot twist like with like Tree being her son actually made me gasp out loud. I'm sorry if like, I know that makes me seem like, you know, I don't know when like plot twists are coming or something, but it legitimately surprised me because I did not see that coming in like a million years. So yeah, that was a pretty surprising plot twist. Though it would make sense because he never really mentioned his family, and like the sisters kind of hate male cats. No, like they don't, but also they do. It's kind of weird, and they have their own like religion that's kind of connected, like with the stars, kind of like Star Clan, but like also not really. So yeah, and they only have like young toms in their camp, and then they move they kick them out like when they're older and stuff, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's a little sexist, I guess, but like I just think it's so cool that like there's just this powerful group of she cats just living together and stuff. I just think that was awesome. Squirrelflight should have gone and lived with them. I mean, I know she wasn't going to, even though like even if I didn't read Lost Stars, um, she probably would have, you know, stayed with the clans because like that's just kind of how it works. Like no offense or anything, if that's like it's just kind of predictable. I don't know if like that makes sense. I'm probably not making any sense, but like even if my point is, even if I hadn't read Lost Stars, I knew that Swarflight probably wasn't gonna join the sisters anytime soon. But yeah, anyways, I loved her interactions with Leapool. Those were awesome. I hated her interactions with Bramblestar. Those were terrible. I hated how like she wanted to have kids. Like she like and I just it annoys me when people compare her to Finleap. She wasn't like Finleap at all. She respected that Bramblestar didn't want to have kids. She respected he wasn't ready. But like I don't understand why he had to be so rude to her though. Like that was just he was just he was just being a complete jerk then, and I really didn't like it. I really hated Bramblestar in this book. Like I don't know. I just he cares way too much about his reputation. Like he's constantly like arguing with Squirrelflight like all the time. He never lets her make any decisions, even though she's his deputy. Like he should be like she should be allowed to make her own decisions, like about the Sky Clan camp and stuff. Honestly, like she had the right idea. She was in the right for most of this, and you know, it's surprising coming from me because I don't like Squirrelflight and like I wouldn't agree with a lot of her decisions, but she made the right ones in this book, and Bramblestar was wrong like most of the time, and he refused to admit he was wrong. He always said that it was her fault, and that just it really annoyed me. I'm sorry if I'm just going on a huge rant about this, but it's annoying, and not only that, but it's like really toxic and like abusive. And if people don't understand that, like if little kids are reading this book or whatever and they don't understand that it's abusive and that they think this is just normal, it's actually kind of problematic. I mean, like it's just that like if like older people are reading this and they understood that like Bramblestar and Squirrelflight's relationship was like abusive, like that's different because you know adults can understand, or like even teenagers, you know, and older kids, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. They just it's just kind of problematic, especially because these books are just geared towards younger children. So, and I mean, like, yeah, it's seeing this relationship, and then like it's not good, especially for like impressionable kids. Like, I'm probably not making any sense here, and I'm probably just talking in circles, but I hope you can see my point. Like, yeah, it's my point is it's problematic. And like, but it might not be as problematic if you can see the abuse. And I'm not just talking about like little kids either. I'm sure there are some, you know, older kids who probably don't know that this is like abusive. But like for people who do know, then it might not be as problematic. So yeah. But this even it's not just that, it's just the relationships makes me mad. It makes me really upset, and like it just it's just awful. It's just a really terrible relationship. I hope Ramblestar dies in the Silent Thaw, and I hope he never comes back. Like I hope they have to kill him to get that spirit out of him. Just like please. I hate that it was like mostly her love for Bramblestar that brought her back. Cause like he didn't even love her. Like he doesn't even love her that much. He's more like annoyed by her all the time. Like again, like I could talk about this for days. It makes me so mad. But overall, like I thought it was a well written book. I thought like the death scenes were really emotional and well written. Um, it actually made me care about Larkson. Like before, I barely even knew he existed. But like this book actually made me like him, and I was sad when he died. So yeah, and just seeing Sparkpelle afterward, she was all like depressed, and she felt like she had no purpose and she couldn't go on. It was just so sad. There were so many sad moments. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to talk about the trial. You know, the trial scene that everyone hates. Everyone was complaining about it, which, okay, I get it. A lot of Starkling cats were out of character. Let me just get prepared to talk about it. Because there was one thing I actually liked about the trial scene, and it was the fact that Yellowfang was nice. I actually really like Yellowfang, and I hated how like people just think she was always out of character and annoying and one of the stars. So it was actually nice to see her be on the side of these cats because I know she wasn't always on the side of the living cats. So it was nice to see her defend Squirrelflight and Leafpool for once. I mean, to be fair, I think she was a little bit weird in Omen of the Stars and kind of mean too, but she actually stood up for Squirrelflight and Leafpool here, like I said, and it was just really nice to read. But yeah, Tall Star was cool too. But Crooked Star was so out of character. I mean, Crooked Star of all cats is talking about her Leafpool having kids from another planet. Like, why? Crooked Star should know, like, how it feels to have family members go through all that. Blue Star wasn't that bad. I mean, she wasn't that out of character. Like, honestly, it's been a while. It's been like almost a month since I read this book, so I can't really remember a lot about what Blue Star did. But she didn't remember. I can't remember her doing anything that made me mad, or like anything that I thought was out of character for her specifically. So yeah. Um. Oh yeah. Mothflight was like so annoying. She was like, "You broke my rule," and like, shut up. The rule should never have been made in the first place. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's a stupid rule. What are you gonna do about it? So yeah, basically the whole time I was like, shut up, Moth, like, shut up. shut up. I actually kind of hate her now. Like, I read Mothlight's Vision, and she was nice in that and stuff. But, like, it's one thing for her to make a rule based out of, like, her own personal experience, but then to, like, place the blame on other cats because of a rule she made up because of her own personal experiences, if this makes any sense. Like, she's basically blaming Leafpool for something that Leafpool wasn't in control over, that she, Mothlight, like, made up because she couldn't, because she, like Mothlight, couldn't care for her kids, but, like, who knows whether Leafpool could have been capable of caring for the three, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just made me really mad because I know Mothlight's supposed to have like ADHD or whatever, but that's the whole thing. It's like she made up that rule because it wasn't because she was a medicine cat. It was because she had ADHD and she couldn't care for her kids. Like, maybe, you know what, even if she hadn't been a medicine cat, she might have done the same thing. I don't know. Like, it makes me really mad because Leafpool is different than Mothwing. I mean, Mothlight. What am I saying? Leafpool is different from Mothlight, who, like, she could have been a way better parent. She didn't have to give up her kids. Then Mothlight acting all, like, you know, self-righteous about it was just really annoying, and it made me really mad. So yeah, you can definitely see I had mixed feelings about this Super Edition. It just, some moments made me really sad, some moments were really heartwarming, and some moments made me so mad. About the manga at the end, I actually liked that. I mean, it wasn't super relevant or anything, but it was nice. It felt like a complete book. And, like, that's kind of the point. I mean, like, the manga wasn't like a skip forward in time like a lot of the mangas are in the super editions, but it was actually back in time, back in like the New Prophecy, I think. And it just showed Leafpool and Squirrelflight just being like sisters, and it was just so nice and so wonderful to see Leafpool and Squirrelflight being just nice to each other, and just, again, like I said, I love these pair. These are my favorite siblings in the whole series. So yeah, it was nice. So yeah, that's basically my whole opinion on Squirrelflight's Hope. I have very mixed opinions on this. Some moments made me happy, some moments made me cry, some moments made me really angry. But overall, it was a really good book. It felt like kind of a standalone book almost. Like, it felt like I didn't have to read the other books in the series. I could just read this one on its own, and it would make sense. Like, it felt like a complete start to finish book, which I don't even think Crowfeather's Trial did that, really. So, yeah, that's my opinion on Squirrelflight's Hope. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you later.